Hi everyone and welcome to this digital introduction day here at University West. My name is Ebba Thorolsen and I will be guiding you through the day. We look forward to welcoming you here to Trollhättan and Sweden. Right now it's actually looking like this. We have had lots of snow. We're keeping our fingers crossed that it stays until you arrive. Maybe it will. It's very nice and crispy and very cold outside. Today's schedule is as follows. First, a short introduction by me and my colleagues at International Office. And then you will also get to meet Service Center and we will go through a lot of the really good to know stuff. And then we will also talk about IT introduction. Then we will have a short break and then academic studies and library services, educational support and development, student health service, and practical life in Sweden. So there's a lot of information today. This session will be recorded and published on the webpage, so you can see it in afterwards if you want to see anything again or if you missed anything. And after the break at around 3, we will have our final session, which is only relevant for our program students. So you who are joining us in this webinar are both program students and you are going for exchange. So if you're an exchange student studying courses, this is not relevant for you, this last session. All questions can be asked through the Q&A function at the Zoom meeting. So feel free to ask any questions you might have and we will answer them either here or by text directly in the Q&A. So by that, you have the schedule there, and then I would like to introduce my colleagues at the International Office. Hi guys. Hi. So we are currently 5 people working at the International Office, and we can start with you, Veronica. Who are you?
So, hi everybody, I'm Veronica. And I think I had already contact with all of you exchange students. You probably know me, and this is also my focus. I'm mostly working with incoming students, especially exchange students, but of course also hello to you all program students. I'm super excited to meet you all soon in person, and I'm sure we're gonna meet each other at the Service Center as well, as we're spending a lot of time answering your questions there, of course, as well.
I'm Madeline. I work with accommodation, introduction days, program students, exchange students, so a lot of incoming support for international students. You probably have also been in contact with me with accommodation offers, but I'm really looking forward to meeting you all here.
And like I said, my name is Ebba Thorolsen and I work mostly with marketing and communications in general. So I do student interviews, newsletters and webpage information and stuff like that. You maybe won't see me or hear from me as much as my colleagues, but you will definitely see me around. And we also have 2 other colleagues that unfortunately were not available to attend here in the studio. So we have Thomas Bengtsson, Director of International Affairs and responsible for the International Office as of now. Many of you might have met him internationally or emailed with him. And we also have Maria McDonald, who a lot of you exchange students probably have had some contact with. She wasn't available today, unfortunately. But with that, thank you so much, guys. And we will move on to our next point. Maddie, I'm guessing you'll stay. But yes. Veronica, thank you so much.
Have fun.
Thank you.
So now I would like to welcome Maddie to take over. Oh, sorry. There's a lot of legs here for the television. and also welcome Mirel.
Yes, thank you so much. So you're all probably wondering what's next? What should I expect at University West? So Mirel from Service Center has been kind enough to walk you also through the introduction of University West. So I can talk about the background of University West. So hopefully you know it's located in Trollhättan by now if you've applied. So it's a fairly new university. It was founded in 1990. Around 13,000 students, approximately 675 employees, around 60 professors, and 60 PhD students. So this is a great it's a smaller school, I would say, but that means more opportunities to be seen. So our Service Center, Mirel can talk more about Service Center support.
Yes, the service center is located in the center of the university, and you can visit us for service and support. We are open during Monday to Friday, 8 till 4:30, and we close at 4 on Fridays. You can always visit us, and you can email us, and also give us a call. We are closed for lunch. The phone is closed for lunch, and we close the phone at 2 o'clock on Mondays. And what can we help you with? We can help you with all sorts of questions. We have IT support, finding the way in the university, student access card, student account, study transcript, contact information for example, study counseling or other facilities around the university.
So I can just go over the map. So if you're looking for a classroom or a meeting space, you always want to look at the first letter of your, apologies. Okay. For the Q&A, if you have any questions, you can ask them to us and we can answer them after the presentations. So yes, so for the map, this is how it works. You look at the first letter of where your room is. So for example, if you're going to the B hall, you go to the B building, and then you look at the first letter, which dictates which floor you're on, and then the number, which is kind of straightforward. So that is how you can find your classroom or any office space on campus. And so in case of a fire, look at the red X it's our meeting point. So please exit the building as quick as you can to that meeting point so you are safe from a fire. And it's by the entrance on the far left in the map.
Yes, and if you have any questions about how to find in the university, just come to Service Center and we will help you.
Yes, thank you. So for team numbers, so we get questions about team numbers all the time. It can be found on your LADOC page, the bottom of the menu on the right column. It looks like your date of birth dash T 3 X's. So please have this ready when asking the Service Center a question. So the T number is your student ID number. That's how we know you are you. So that's how you can access your new student page, your account, so everything in the university. So it's very important you know where this is. Of course, you can email us asking where you can find it, but it's very straightforward. So program students, it should be on your notification of selection results. So that's what you get from university admissions or your letter of acceptance with the invoice. So, and exchange students, an email should have been sent with it. If it has not, no worries, it will be sent soon.
Yes, so every time you contact Service Center, please have it ready because it's so much easier for us to help you then.
So with the West Card, so it works as a way to get inside and out, or inside the campus after hours, and also entering book study rooms. So you need to activate your card when you get in the campus. You can find the terminals located on most of the entrances, and also at Service Center there's a terminal, and you just blip your key card, then your 4-digit PIN code, and you blip it again. So it's very straightforward. Also, you can use it for copying and printing and library loans. So how to get your card? You need to have a student account, and also please give us your passport so we can give you your card, your T number, of course, and you can pick it up at Service Center if you have a valid ID with you and your T number at hand. It can also be handed out at Service Center and the accommodation booth the next week. But after next week, you will need to go to Service Center to get it. So you can read more about the West Card and how to activate it on our website. So just search West Card, University West, and you will find it immediately.
Yes, and during your studies, you might need some food as well. So we have a restaurant called Vestan, where we serve lunch on weekdays. We have a breakfast buffet on Fridays, and you will find it in the main building opposite Service Center. We also have Café Vestan. You have a little bit lighter snacks and so on. And then you have the Central Café. It's located in the C building. You find a little bit light lunch dishes, salads, sandwiches, and so on. But you can also bring your own food. We have different places where we have refrigerators and microwave oven, so you can heat your own food as well. Yes, so if you have any questions about how to find the way in the university or any other question, please come to us to Service Center. Visit us or email or give us a call.
Yes, thank you. So then we get questions about term periods. So how does it work with the classes? So there's 20 weeks per term, so spring 2026 it should say, apologies. So it's from the 19th of January to the 7th of June. Oh, what? Oh, perfect.
Go closer.
No
Let's
worries.
read together.
So it goes from the 19th of January to the 7th of June. So that's the spring term. And then how it's broken up is every 5 weeks if you have a 7.5 class. It goes from 19th of January to 22nd of February, 23rd of February, 29th of March, 30th of March to 3rd of May, and finally 4th of May to 7th of June. So you can plan on having exams around the end of those terms. But if you have a 15 credit course, that goes either for half the term or 50% the whole term. So it's important to know the differences and the timing of that. So as I just said, so study pace, so a single subject can, run at different paces. So 7.5, 100% can run for 5 weeks, and then a 7.5 credit course at 50% will run for 10 weeks. So Canvas we'll talk about Canvas, and that's the learning platform we use, and that will show the exact dates as well the courses have been running. So it's important for you to understand how Canvas works. And Ladok will show you all the courses you are enrolled in, and that's where you will register for your courses. So classroom rules. So if you need to miss class, please contact your lecturer. Come to class on time. A good rule of thumb is to try to be there 15 minutes in advance. Please bring just yourself, not your family members, to class. I know that might seem straightforward, but it's important for the focusing of your classmates that it's just you coming and you're ready to learn. And some useful applications. So you can open your App Store and download Canvas, is what I just went through. So this is a calendar. So this shows your course schedule, links for your online lectures, also where your class is going to be, your lecture slides, handing in papers assignments, and important announcements from your teachers and classmates. And this is also a way to contact your classmates and know who your classmates are. So get yourself familiar. So this is how Canvas looks if you're curious. So this is like an educational tool. And also on your phone, you can't change the language, but on your computer you can. So if you get it on the app on your phone, just beware, it might be in Swedish. So it's important that you can go on your computer and just change it there, and then it should be fine. And you can also find instructions on our website at hv.instructure.com, and it will walk you through what Canvas is.
Yes, and if you have any problem, just come to Service Center.
Yeah. And then another learning, or it's not a learning platform, but My Account. So this is how it looks when you get into your account. So you can go to the flag to change the language from Swedish to English or English to Swedish if you want to work on your Swedish. So there's create account. If you forgot your login, you can click enable to login or identify. If you want to search a student or staff, you can click that, and then edit. So if you forget your PIN code, no worries, you just change it through your account. And also this includes information on your address and your emails. So it's important to have all of your information up to date through this way. If you want to book a group room, you go through Chronux, and you can just scan this if you want, and then just see what group rooms for studying you want to book. And remember, before you open your group room, you need to activate your West card, and you can do that on the terminals by the entrances. Another thing is, I know this is a lot of information, so we will answer all of your questions at the end. So Goin is, you probably are familiar with it by now, but that's the app that connects you with new and current classmates about social aspects of University West or academic aspects. So we highly recommend this app. We work closely with the Goin team, and students have loved using it because this is a way to make friends. So please scan the QR code on the bottom left if you have not entered it yet. It's a great way to get a head start as well on your studies. And if you want a more personalized experience, you can also go into the International Student WhatsApp group, and it's for this year as well, from 2025 to 2026. So you can meet your classmates there and then make groups from there as well. But yeah, that is the presentation for us, and I can leave it back to my colleague Ebba to introduce you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Med din kollega. Okay.
Is there any questions?
Not right now.
Okay.
Everything seems crystal clear.
Perfect.
And like Maddie said, if you have any questions, write them. And like we started with, everything will be recorded. So you will have the opportunity to look through everything later if you have forgotten anything by chance. So we do have a little gap in the schedule before we start with the IT introduction. So therefore, I will do a bit of a small quiz with you guys to test if you are ready to actually enter life in Sweden. So you can get ready with your phones or computers, that's fine, and go to kahoot.it and then or scan the QR code and get ready for some fun questions, just to get to know each other better, and maybe for you also to get to know Sweden a bit better. I can expand this as well if you want the chance to scan it. Great, guys. So there is some opinion-based questions, and then there's some questions that might be really good actually to know before you arrive. So I will give you a couple more seconds before starting. Okay, I think the pin you might be able to see the pin when we start as well, I think. Let's just start. Yes, you can see everything, I assume. So let's test how Swedish are you, and it's starting now. So first, easy one, just to see how the tech is working. Are you ready to get started? Perfect. Let's go. Good job, Elias. If I'm not mistaken, you were the first one to join as well, so you are very quick with the tech. I'm very impressed. So let's start with a more serious question. What is the most common tobacco product in Sweden? It might not be easy. Snus. Yes, that is correct. And as I've noticed, it has had a more international spread nowadays with the white snus. Pretty much everyone is doing it. I don't condone it, but I see it everywhere. Good job. And then we move on to a more opinions-based questions. Where do you plan to live when you start your studies? So you can get points for being quick. It's not necessarily being correct. Hopefully you can answer this correctly, but it's not the main point. I can understand being a bit nervous about the cold for some of you guys. But it's great to see that many of you are joining us here. Get ready. So we have a scoreboard once again. Elias is topping the charts. And we move on to the next questions. What are Swedish meatballs? Some of these are quite tricky. Yes, mostly great with the lingonberry jam. I assume it's not very common elsewhere, but here it's a must with the meatballs. Köttbullar, as we say it here. That was a bit of a tricky one, sorry guys. So we will move on to abbais. Might be a bit more difficult as well. Yes, and my name is Ebba, as you might have known. So I usually say, it's like Abba, but with an E in the beginning instead. So I think we will put a pin in the quiz for now and move on to the IT stuff. So keep the Kahoot link. We will keep up with the quiz later on. But now I want to welcome Ala and welcome to introduce our IT services here. Yes. And you are mic'd up and ready.
Yes.
Perfect. So you can stand here and I will step over all the legs, make sure I don't fall, and take it away.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, hello everybody. My name is Ala Al-Asadi. I'm working as an IT technician in IT service. Our team is responsible for development, supporting, and management of all our computers for staff and students. Yes, where you can find us, IT support, you can find us in the service center. And it's in the main entrance in building E. It's the opposite near the Western restaurant. Yes, to be able to log into our computers at campus and our IT services, so you need to have an account, a University West account. Maybe all of you have got welcome mail, and there you can see how to create your account. To create your account, you need to log in at mitkonto.hv.se. In our website, hv.se, there you can log into our Office 365. 365 it's contain email, Excel, Word, PowerPoint, etc. And the password which you creating when you create your account is the same password you need to use to all our portals and systems. Yes. University West, we have multifunctions printer here in the University West that all you students, you can use these printers and to log in on, if you have your private computer, so you can log in the print.hv.se and you can print from your private computer. You can find this HV printer in all of our computers in the campus. And to use this printer, you need to have a University West card. And University West card, you can get it from the service center. Here you can find some prices for our paper when we're gonna print, and you can find all the information in hv.se when you log in and at the student site. Yeah, we have more over 500 student computers in the campus, and you can find them on the first floor in the building J and E, and the second floor of building B. We have more than 200 software installed on these computers, and we are the responsible for supporting of these softwares. On these computers at campus, it's very important that we have on these computers two disks. It's the local disk C and the H disk. So it's very important that you save all your work on the H disk, because it can be accessed from all computers on campus from any internet connection. And we advise you that you don't need to save your documents or your work on the local disk C, because when you log out from these computers, everything will be deleted. So it's very important that you remember this point. Yes, here in University West, we introduce and we offer virtual computers. That's mean you can connect from your private computer to our computer room remotely, and you can find these virtual computers in the website distance.hv.se. We have wireless connection, and it's called EduRoam. It's important that you can connect to this internet access. EduRoam Wi-Fi access, you can connect to many places, so you can also use this Wi-Fi EduRoam in many colleges, universities, as well as airports, train stations, etc. Then we have even Hove guest Wi-Fi. It's temporary for students which, or our guests. Yes, as we used to say, if you have any problem, you can connect, just come to Service Center and ask about us. Here you can find some tips and links. All information, as I said before, you can find it in hv.se. Yes, that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
As of now,
you.
we don't have any questions, but I'm sure you will have
Yeah.
more when you arrive.
Sorry,
and then you know.
any question?
No, not now.
Okay.
And if you have any, I'm understanding that there's a lot of information, of course. But
Yeah.
if you have any question later on, you know where to find my
Yeah,
colleagues
sure.
that can
Service
help you.
Center, yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we are moving along quite quickly, even though we had a fun break with a quiz. But we are now having a short break. Many of us here in Sweden will go and grab a cup of coffee, maybe even take a snooze. But for you at home, as of now, you can take a break and be back at 2 o'clock Swedish time. And then you will get to know more about our library service, educational support. You will get information about banks, housing, student health service, and a lot of other really good information points for you to have before you arrive. So be back in about half an hour. Hi everyone, and welcome back to these digital introduction days here at University West. Hope you had a nice break, and we will continue with all the information now. And I want to remind everyone that it is recorded, so you don't need to write hectically and try to remember everything. You can watch it back, and if you have any questions when you arrive, you have personnel you can ask. But now I want to move on to our next point on the agenda, academic studies and library services. And I want to welcome Elisabeth, or Elizabeth might be a more fitting pronunciation today. And welcome. You can take it away.
Thank you. So, okay. Hi. It would be so nice to meet you all. I'm really looking forward to this. My name is Elisabeth Navarro, and I'm one of the librarians here at University West Library. I worked here since 2003, so, well, I have enjoyed every day, and it will be so great to get to know you. You will find the library on the second and third floor in the building, right above the restaurant. And feel free to bring coffee, soda, water, etc. Maybe a snack, sandwich and fruit, but no other meals are allowed. So please follow these rules. But you know, we have a lot of possibilities. We have open workspaces in the library, a lot of group and single workspaces on both floors. And we have spaces with and without tables, chairs, well, any kind of chair you might need, and whiteboards, of course. You can sit in the study, group rooms, and we have a lot of different sized study rooms, with or without computers. All study rooms must be booked, at least if you want to close the door. Otherwise, you can just come into the library and pick your spot. You will find your favorite place, of course. When it comes to computers, you have a choice. You can bring your own computer and plug it in, but you can also borrow one of the library computers. Other possibilities, well, we have a lot of study equipment to borrow. For instance, portable chargers for cell phones, whiteboard kit with different colored pens and erasers. And if you have a permit, you may also borrow our resource room. You can borrow a laptop, as I mentioned before, headphones and dictaphones. We have rather generous opening hours, you know. Usually we open between 10 and 8, Monday to Thursday, Fridays between 10 and 5, and Saturdays between 10 and 2. We're closed on Sundays. But please remember that as a student or staff, you can enter the library by using your West card from 8 a.m. to 10, Monday to Friday. But don't forget to bring the card, because otherwise we will not let you in. And don't forget about our digital channels. You can chat with us Monday to Friday between 10 and 5, and Zoom with the librarian Monday to Friday, 10 to 2. You can do a lot of things in the library and in connection to the library. We have a lot of books and articles, and most of the time you will find the digital material. But we also have a lot of printed books, course literature, for instance. And we have at least 2 copies of each course book. And one of those is supposed to stay in the library. So you can sit inside the library and read. You can, of course, borrow and renew your books. You can do that from home by using our digital channels. Or you can just talk to us if you run into some troubles. You can also contact us by email, of course. We will answer your questions as soon as possible. But this is a lot of practical information. We will meet again, quite a few times actually, because our librarians, and I'm one of them, as you know, will come into your classes, and together with the teachers, we work with information literacy sessions. That is, how to search and evaluate and use scientific information. And we have these sessions on different levels. So don't forget to come to these sessions. They will be scheduled. And you can talk to us as much as you want. We're always happy to create a good contact with you. So I'm looking forward to meeting you. So come to the library. See you soon. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Elisabeth. Thank you for listening, everyone. Thank you. And we will keep the schedule moving, and now you will be able to learn a bit more about educational support and development. And I welcome Maria, my colleague, to take the stage here.
Thank you.
And also, just a quick reminder, if you have any questions, ask them in the Q&A session, and we can answer them by text or here in the session. Thank you.
Okay, I will start by saying to all of you, very welcome to University West. I'm going to talk a little bit about educational study support. And this is for a special group, which is students with disabilities. But I want all of you to listen, because in the end I will talk a little about support that all of you could apply to become helpers, and by doing so you will receive some extra study money. So at first, I'm a coordinator for targeted study support, and I do have a colleague. Her name is Karin Andreasson. Here in Sweden we do have a Discrimination Act that regulates that all students that are taking part at universities studies are allowed to apply for study support, which means that you are allowed to get support if you are a student with any of the issues that are listed below, such as dyslexia. It could also be that you have a problem with numbers and figures. It doesn't have to be letters. It could be that you are having problem with your visual impairment or hearing loss. Here at the university, we also provide support for students with psychological diagnosis, such as depression, anxiety, and so on. And if you're a student with a neurological diagnosis, such as ADHD or autism, you can also apply for support. Just remember that this is some of the diagnosis. There's a lot of more diagnoses that you actually can apply for support and receive. What kind of learning support do we provide here at University West? Some of you may have studied at other university and have applied for support at those. But here at University West we have maybe some of the support will be the same, and we also have different support. The most common one are the ones that I'm going to tell you a little bit about right now. It could be, for example, talking books, which means that as a complement to your textbooks, you can also listen to the information. It could be note-taking, which means that a fellow student will give you his or her notes from lectures, seminars, and other sessions here at the university, so that you could take part of them and read as a complement to your own notes. We also do have study skills tuition. We have a person who's responsible for study skills tuition, which you can book for a private session and sit down for 45 minutes and talk about your study techniques and figure out skills that might work better for you. We also do have mentor support, which you can receive from a fellow student. It could be a student that are attending the same courses as you are, or it could be a student that are here at university but read a totally different topic. Sometimes we also use mentors from people who are not studying at the university. We have a special arrangement for exams, which is quite common. It could be, for example, that you are allowed to sit your exams for a longer time, or it could be that you will be in a smaller hall. Sometimes you are also allowed to use computers during the examinations. And we also do have a resource center in the library, which I would say is a small office that you can book to sit down and study on your own. Because here at university we have a lot of small halls that you can book together with your friends and sit down and study, but it's not that easy to find a quiet corner here at the university. So in that case you might be allowed to use resource center for your studies. And it could also be that you can download softwares for reading, spelling and writing. Well, the most common software that students download is TurTalk. It's a speak synthesize that all students, even though that will not receive learning support, are allowed to download to your computer. And it could also be a software like SpellWrite, which will help you with the spelling when you're writing. I will address the part with note-taking and mentor support a little bit more, because if the university are going to be allowed to manage to have this support, we need help from you fellow students. So if you feel that you're good at taking notes and feel that, well, I can help a fellow student with note-taking, and it should be a student in the same class as you are attending, you could apply to become a note-taker, which means that you will have an employment here at the university for an hour a week, and you will get a small amount of money. The same is with a mentorship. So if you apply to become a mentor, you work with such as planning, structuring, and making the student, help the student to take contact with certain persons that they need to reach out for, which is also an assignment that you can apply for. If you want to apply to become a note-taker or a mentor, you will do so on our website. You will find more information on the website further down on under the line of working at University West. But if you need to apply for targeted study support, it's very important that you have a medical certificate or another professional certification that proves that your disability is long-lasting. And it also has to be in English or Swedish, of course. But if you have a certificate in another language, please, you can always contact us and ask about your certificate, and then we will look at it and see if we can use it as it is, or if you have to make a translation for us. To be able to apply, you go through our website where we have a system called NICE. There you will find all the information that I have talked about, and you do your application, and after you have sent it in, you will receive a meeting with me here at the university or on a Zoom link, and we will talk about what kind of targeted support that you are allowed to receive. So if you have any information about the application, you find it on NICE, UHR@SE. So to give more information here about what kind of support, how to go through the system and so on, you can look up the website. If you feel that you need or want to apply for support and you want to talk to us in advance, you can send an email to riktatstod@hv.se, or the coming week, week 4, during every lunch break between 12 and 12:30, we are going to have a drop-in at the G corridor on the 2nd floor, which you can just pop by and ask your questions. I will be sitting there in one of the rooms and will take the questions as soon as I'm free. And in the end, I want to make sure that you all know where to find the information. So go on to the website, find the information about the Zoom, the application, the support, and the drop-in. And I would like to end this little presentation by wishing you all good luck with your studies, and don't hesitate to apply for support or to become a note-taker or mentor.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Maria.
Thank you.
And if you have any questions, you know who to contact. And until then, thank you so much again.
Thanks.
So I will take a couple of minutes now to tell you about something totally different. We have an event coming up to welcome all new students here at University West. So it's called Inslussningen. I have the English page here, so you can take a look at the webpage by searching hv.se/kickoff. So it's our official kick-off event to welcome you who start now during the spring semester. So we have events every day from Monday the 19th until Sunday the 24th. So when you arrive, so you will have a schedule for each day. Some days are more filled with activities than others. So for example, the Monday, we will welcome you with some free fika and some free coffee. You will have some fika during lunch. We also have the opportunity for you to take some photos with your new classmates. We also have a welcome pub hosted by the Student Union. And we have something happening every day. So Tuesday we have See You at 4, for example, is a very popular event with current students as well. It's where you get free fika and can play board games together with other students here at university. So you can find events, everything from student union hosted events such as pub crawl and more fancy dinner parties. Of course, it's very up to you if you want to drink or not. You will never be forced to drink any alcohol. I know that's a common question. That is never forced, and there will always be sober student union members available, and that is totally not mandatory. It's welcome everyone to all these events, whether you drink or not. We also have an IKEA trip, for example, on the Sunday for you that are planning to move here. So you can find all of these events. Most of them are totally free to attend. The only exception is the dinner, but then the price that you pay for your ticket, dinner is included. So you will see all the days scheduled here on the hv.se/kickoff. and then you can see more information there. So that was just a quick information point, and you will find information about it. Like, you won't miss it when you are here. If you arrive on the Monday, we will welcome you with coffee and a small sandwich and stuff like that. So you will see us anyway. And now I want to welcome the Student Health Service, my colleagues who works with helping you guys have a more healthy student life. So Maria Blomqvist and Annette Ryckenberg, I will see if they have arrived. Är ni redo, tjejer? You want to show the web page, right?
That's right.
Okay, perfect. So I can just switch for you, and everything is ready for you to show. I have the captions on, so when you want to play it, you can just play it and extend, and otherwise you can show the web page.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Vill du stå där? Okay. And the red one. The red one. Okay. Hello, hello. My name is Maria Blomqvist.
And my name is Annette Ryckenberg.
And we work as counselor at the Student Health Service here at University West. And we would like to introduce you to us with this short film on our website.
I D-huset på våning 2.
Ibland kan privatlivet påverka studierna och ibland kan det tvärtom vara studierna som påverkar ditt mående och vardagsliv. Och då kanske det kan vara skönt att ha någon utomstående att prata med. Du kanske har funderingar eller befinner dig i en svår situation och behöver lite hjälp och stöd för att komma vidare. Vanliga sökorsaker kan vara problem med stress, talängslan, oro, prestationsångest, sömn, alkohol, relationer, uppskjuta problematik eller händelser i livet som separationer, sorg eller kriser.
Vi kan till exempel hjälpa till med att identifiera din situation och se vad som bekymrar dig. Hitta hjälpsamma strategier, öka din självkännedom eller hitta en hållbar livsstil. Om du känner dig osäker inför att ta kontakt eller fundera på om ditt problem är för litet eller för stort, så hör av dig i alla fall. Vi kan alltid ses för ett första samtal och även försöka hitta alternativ hjälp om det finns behov för det. Du är välkommen att boka individuella och kostnadsfria kuratorsamtal, och vi har tystnadsplikt. På 3:e våningen i F318 finns även andrummet för dig som önskar en stund i stillhet för meditation, mindfulness eller bön. För medicinsk rådgivning eller fysiska besvär så kontaktar du sjukvårdsrådgivningen 1177 eller den allmänna sjukvården. Och vid akuta tillstånd kontaktar du alltid 112.
Du hittar våra kontaktuppgifter på Studenthälsans hemsida. Där finns också olika tips, länkar, material och information om våra aktuella studiefrämjande aktiviteter som till exempel vår Våga tala-kurs. Och kom ihåg att vi finns här för dig som student.
Och lycka till med din studietid.
Yes, I hope you enjoyed our little film. And here we are back at our webpage, and you can find information, helpful links and tips. And Maria and I, we can offer counseling. And you are welcome to book individual appointments, confidential and free of costs. And we can meet in person via Zoom, by phone, and sometimes walk and talk. And for contact with us, please email us your name and phone number to studenthälsan@hv.se or to our personal email addresses, as you find here down at our page, our web page. And after we have received your email, we get back to you. What is important to know, that is for medical advice or physical issues, you contact 1177 for guidance, or your healthcare center, that's called vårdcentral in Swedish. And when it comes to if it's an emergency, you always call 112.
Yes. And we can offer you here an online course about stress, and the course is free of cost. Consists of 6 episodes, and you do it when you have time. And it takes about 90 minutes in total. And we have this national web portal. It's a national web portal for all students in Sweden, no matter where or how you study here. And you will find facts. Let me see here. You can find facts and advice, and also guides to self-help and for well-being and different events. And I can show you here just an example of topics and subjects, as you see here. Healthcare in Sweden, opening a bank account in Sweden, preparing for studies, etc. And also we have mental health. You can see here we have interviews with students, and also topics and different subjects to this. And we want to show you that at the moment there are 17 upcoming activities, but there will be more. And if you check sometimes during the weeks, probably there have been more and more. And at the moment you can see overcome speech anxiety and yin yoga, and a lot of different activities. So just check whenever you feel like it. And we also have the self-help support, like you see, exam anxiety, procrastination, speech anxiety, unwanted loneliness. So this is a device to check if you, whenever you feel like it, and when you have time. Yes. And there we have our webpage again. So, Annette, you and me, we would like to say good luck with your studies, and you're always welcome to contact us.
So good luck, and hope you enjoy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
so
much for
And
letting us.
welcome to contact them anytime you need. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ebba.
Thank you.
And now we will move on to more practical information about life in Sweden and regarding housing. So you will get a lot of really good information now from my colleague Madeleine again.
Hello, and I'm back. So I want to talk about practical life in Sweden, the systems, and housing. So your student accommodation.
Sorry.
Oh,
it's
yes.
for the Q&A.
No worries.
And I also want to mute my computer.
Oh, perfect. No worries. Thank you so much. So your arrival and key pickup, you can just contact us at accommodation@hv.se. Important to remember, you have accommodation as long as you're a student with University West. And please look at the end date of your contract. For program students, you will not have an end date of your contract because we don't know when you will be graduating. But for exchange students, you have an end date. It's most likely June 15th. So if there is an issue to that, please contact us. For early termination, it will be a 3-month notice period. You can refer to the exact regulations by your contract. So you can open it up either on Hogia or the 8R My Site. So please leave the keys to the landlord as instructed by them as well. So if you are locked out of your apartment and you have 8R housing, please contact this number. You might want to take a picture, screenshot. It's important to remember this number because things can happen where, you might have lost your key somewhere and you need some way to get your key back. So this is a good number to call. Unfortunately, this will cost you around 900 crowns, so around 90 euros. So it's very important for you to keep track of your keys. Please do not pay your rent in cash, credit, or debit. The landlord will not accept it. They will only accept bank transfers. And also, please pay your rent before the 1st of the month. So if you haven't received an accommodation offer yet, no worries. We're still sending out offers. You most likely will move in next week. You need to also supply your own router if you have an 8R apartment. So the internet is included in the rent, but not the router or Ethernet cable. So Hammer Nordic information. So if you have Hammer Nordic apartments, or if you want a Hammer Nordic apartment, this is the information you should focus on. So after 4 o'clock, if you are locked out of, or if there's an emergency with your apartment, you can call this number. So Hammer Nordic people, take a photo. The number is right there. So this will cost you around 1,500 crowns. So this is important for you to remember. This will be added onto your invoice. And then the rent instructions, so the payment instructions are what the email they have provided you with. So you can email us at accommodation@hv.se for this, but we don't have access to your payment information. So it's always best to email the landlords regarding rent or issues within your apartment. So please pay your rent in cash, credit, or debit. They again will not accept like the cash, credit, or debit. They will only accept bank transfers. So you need to pay your rent before you move in, or if there's a little bit of a delay, no worries, just inform the landlords. Your student accommodation. So if you do bring cash, or if you have a card and you don't have a way to transfer via bank, you can go to Change Group, which is located in the center of town, so in our mall, and you just pay them, pay Change Group, and then they will help transfer that money to the bank. There is a bit of a fee. You will have to consult with them regarding how much that is every time you do a transfer like this, but this is a solution if you're not able to bank transfer at the moment. So I want to reiterate, if there's any issues with your apartment, such as broken furniture, key issues within your apartment, please contact the landlord because they will send somebody directly from their company. You can contact the university if you need to terminate or extend your apartment because we work closely with the landlords on that. If you are arriving outside of the service center, please email accommodation@hv.se 48 hours in advance so we can pair you with a student representative to get your keys. And the 48 hours is working days, so not the weekends, because we won't get the email by Monday, and it's harder to pair you with the student ambassador on the day of. You can only arrive in Trollhättan before 8 for this option. But we can be a little bit flexible, but if you are flying in at 8 o'clock in Trollhättan, we recommend that you find a hotel for the evening, since there could be train delays and we don't know when you would be arriving. So if you are arriving, so it's important for you to check on the train schedule, and I'll go over the public transportation later on in this presentation, but it's important for you to look at the train schedule from Gothenburg station to Trollhättan. So more info. As a tuition fee paying or exchange student at University West, you have home insurance through Student In and FAS, Kammarkollegiet. This means that if there's something broken within your apartment that happens, like your for example, fridge breaks, the insurance with Student In and FAS will cover that. And you just talk with both the international office and the landlord, and will help with that process. Unfortunately, for EU program students, this does not include you, so you will need to figure out your own insurance. You can also look at insurances within Sweden as well. We are providing pillows and blankets if you need them. If you have accommodation with us, not outside of the university accommodation, so only for students with accommodation, you can pick them up when you pick up your keys. So if you arrive after the 23rd, you can collect them at the service center. Before that, you can collect them from the accommodation table, which will be located right next to the service center. It will be hard to miss us. So check your contract if you have a furnished or unfurnished apartment, but most likely you have a furnished apartment, but it doesn't hurt to check as well. And again, remember your termination period. So if you need to terminate earlier than your study period, you need to notify us 3 months in advance, not just weeks, but 3 whole months. And unfortunately, there are no housing switches possible. So residence permit. So now we get into more of the practical life aspect of this presentation. So this only applies to students with citizenships outside the EU. If you are studying longer than a year, you must extend your permit before your current one expires. So it's important to keep track of the expiration dates on your permit. And for any questions regarding migration agency issues, we highly recommend you consult with the migration agency in Sweden because they are more closely tied with your case than the university. You can apply for an extension no earlier than 4 months, and you must pass 15 credits the first year, 22.5 credits the second year, and 30 credits the third subsequent years. And then again, yeah. So seeking healthcare. So again, since if you are a tuition fee paying student, an exchange student, you are covered under FAS insurance. So you don't need to worry about buying health insurance for yourself. So what you would do in this case, if you do not have something called a Swedish personal number, you would first go to the Vårdcentral, as my previous colleagues talked about. So that's like a doctor's office where they can see you if you're not feeling well. This is nothing to do with emergencies. This is more like if you have an infection, if you're a bit sick, we recommend you going to the Vårdcentral before calling the 112, which is the emergency hotline. So these are the options that you can go to. So Lextorp Vårdcentral, Maria Alberts Vårdcentral. We recommend that you go to the Vårdcentral that's closest to where you live. And you just go to the reception, book an appointment, or you can call them and book an appointment. And then if you are a student here outside the EU, you have to pay up front, and it's usually not more than 1,000 euros. It's probably around 60 euros to 1,000 euros, depending on the severity, I guess. So you pay up front, and then you keep that receipt. You bring it back to the university, and we help you file the insurance claim. So if you don't remember all these instructions, no worries at all. You can just come to the service center where the international office is and just ask us. But you have to pay up front, but you will be reimbursed for everything after 40 euros or 400 crowns. So for general healthcare advice, if you don't know if you should go to the Vårdcentral or go to the actual hospital, we recommend you call 1177 because they can help refer you or guide you to where you need to go. And then you can also ask some questions about the system, the health system in Sweden, because they're very helpful with that. And then in case of emergency, you can call 112. So there is also the student health service at the university, but they are not medical doctors, I would say. It's more like counseling. So please don't go to them for if you have like a broken arm or something like that, because they will not be able to help you. They will refer you to a Vårdcentral. Yes. So then if you can't make it to the Vårdcentral during the opening hours, you can go to something called Eurocentral. And that, is if you are outside the hours and they help you with the below, but they work like Vårdcentral, but in outside of the hours. but remember to keep your receipt. But if you are an EU citizen, then you will be looked at as like a Swedish citizen, so you don't have to pay an extra cost. So as I was saying, Kammarkollegiet health insurance covers emergencies, so they don't cover constant checkups. So if you want to get a teeth cleaning, it will not cover that because that's not deemed an emergency. If you got a cavity and need a tooth pulled or something, this insurance will cover that. So it will not cover like constant checkups. Just want to clarify that. And also for exchange students, you receive your insurance certificate with your acceptance letter. So, and also program students, it does say that you are covered under Kammarkollegiet insurance. So if you need to prove that to the migration agency, for example, you can just show them the acceptance letter and you should be good to go. Important sickness rule. If you are sick, please do not come to class. You can come into class after 48 hours of no symptoms. So if you feel guilty that you won't make it to a presentation, or don't feel guilty, just contact your lecturer and then try to come up with a new time. It is more important to focus on your health first. Or else you will not be able to study. So we recommend that you take care of yourself by resting and then coming to class 48 hours after no symptoms, and then you also will not spread it to other people. So that's important. So social security number. So we have already discussed the T number, which is the student ID number. That only works within the university. That does not work at a doctor's office, the banks. So it only works to identify you within the university. There's something called a personal ID number, so a Swedish personal number. That is, you can only get this if you're staying in Sweden for at least 1 year, so 13 months or more. If you are only in, I think most of you are in, who are here or for a 3-year program, so you will get a Swedish personal number if you apply for it. But this personal number is so super important to opening up a bank account, using any online services in Sweden, and going to the doctor's office. So if you get a personal number in Sweden, then you don't have to pay extra costs when you go see the doctor, because you're covered under the Swedish healthcare system. So then there's a coordination number if you are here for less than 13 months. Or 12 months. Then you can apply to this, and this helps you work in Sweden as well. And you can talk with Skatteverket, which is the tax agency, about how you apply for a coordination number. So banks and payments. So most banks do not handle cash anymore, so I don't know if it's possible to go to a bank and say, here's all my cash. I don't think they will accept it that way. So it's important also to know that Sweden is a cash-free society. So it's important to come here with a card, because a lot of places do not accept cash. And then there's something called Swish, which you can ignore this for now, but first you want to focus on getting a bank account. So you get a bank account by having a Swedish personal number, a Swedish ID, a letter of acceptance, and a certificate of registration. If you forget all these, then it's harder to get a bank account, but you can also ask us at the service center. But you need to have these ready in order to get a bank account in Sweden. So you also will need to make an appointment with them to meet them to open a bank account. So this can take a few months, so just be patient. But in the meantime, if you need to have a bank, there's something called Wise and Revolut. Those are digital banks where you can transfer money from your home country into this digital bank. You can get an app on your phone, and that also can come with a card that you can use, but you can also transfer from Wise to other banks. So it's easy. I know some students have done it that way. So, and then there's also ICA Bank, which you can make transfers, but you will not get a bank ID or Swish. So once you get a bank account, then you can get something called Bank ID, which is like an identification service that helps you use Swish, which is like a digital way of transferring money back and forth that's easy. But you'll find that Bank ID is really used a lot in Sweden, like for basic things, maybe for subscription services, or if you have a kid to enroll them into preschool, or going to the doctors, you might need a Bank ID just to identify yourself. So it's important to important to get a bank account in Sweden in general. So Skatteverket, aka Swedish Tax Agency, you can find more information on the Skatteverket website, but this is how you get your Swedish personal number. You can apply for it by submitting the documents that they're asking for. So they most likely are asking for a letter of acceptance to show how many credits you're studying. So they can see that, oh, this person will be here for a 2-year program, so it's fine for us to give them a personal number. So this is also where you pick up your ID card. There is a Skatteverket office in town that you can go to and make an appointment and get your ID, or if you have any questions, they're very helpful. So look at their opening hours. I know some of the opening hours might be difficult to get to, but try to prioritize the opening hours for the tax agency. So transportation. So if you're coming here with car, or if you rent a car or buy a car in Sweden, we recommend you download Easy Park, because a lot of the places will have apps that you need to use for parking. So it's important for you to look around to see what app that parking lot needs from you, and then you can just register your card there. And also, most importantly, our public transportation, or local public transportation, which is only valid in Västra Götaland, so the area that we're living within, so like Gothenburg, Trollhättan, a little bit around. So there's types of cards. There's yearly, monthly, daily, just single time using. And you can get a discount on travel if you buy, as a student, if you buy period tickets with Mecenat. And we'll talk about Mecenat tomorrow with the student union, but that's pretty much a digital card that shows that you're a student. And so cash is not accepted, but you can pay with credit debit card. And you can download the app and also pay through there. So it's called Västtrafik. And then the app looks like the to-go app. So also, if you want to travel outside of the region, you can use SJ, which is the Stockholm, or not Stockholm, which is the Swedish National Transportation Service. Please look at discounts if you're a student, because there's sometimes discounts to Stockholm. Just keep an eye out for those, but this is the app that you would use. Then if you want to rent a bike in town, there's something called Fritidsbänken, and they call themselves the recreational library. You can borrow sports and outdoor equipment free of charge for 14 days, except if you're borrowing a bike, that's for a week. Everyone can borrow, everything is free. Just be in contact with the owner of Fritidsbänken if there's any issues. He or she will give their contact information to you, and then you can talk with them. But their address is located in the center of town for you to visit. And these are their opening hours and their email. So if you want to rent like skis, because this is perfect skiing weather, or ice skates, we recommend you go to Fritidsbänken. So grocery stores. I know this is a lot of information, so this will be recorded and posted on the webpage at the end of the week, so you can always scroll through this. So the grocery stores look like this. So Hemköp, ICA, City Gross, Coop, Lidl, Willys. So these are a few of the grocery stores in town that a lot of people go to and that are more common. And you can also look out for membership cards to offer you a customer discount, so keep your eye out for those. So other apps to consider. So Orbi is an app that's used by the student union if you want to do events with them, and they have tickets there to purchase. So if you want to go to a party, or they're called seating, so like a dinner party, you can find those events through Orbi. And then very important, PostNord is the postal system in Sweden that is used. And if you get the PostNord app, you can register your packet or package through there, and then you can track it and see you're sending and receiving parcels. But these are some of the systems that we in Sweden use, and hopefully this has been helpful for you. I know it can be a lot of information, but we will be here for you. So if you have any questions, I can start answering them from the Q&A. So a person asked, I did not understand if European students coming for an exchange semester need to provide home insurance or if it's provided by the university. Since you're coming through a mobility agreement with the university, you don't need to get any insurance for yourself because we have the student insurance free. It's only for program students that are so the insurance is only for exchange students and program students from outside the EU. If you are a program student from the EU, then you need to get your own insurance. Hopefully that clarified a few things. But yes, thank you so much for the presentation, and I will leave it up to my colleague.
Thank you so much, Maddie. Thank you so much. And once again, we are having a short or a bit longer break, actually. We don't want to overwhelm you with all the information. We will start again at 3:30 Swedish time. And if you are an exchange student, you can end your day here. The information coming after the break is not relevant for you. So if you are one of those students, thank you so much for listening in today. Hope you learned something. And if you once again want to revisit anything, you can look at the recording. We will publish it as soon as we can, not today, but it might be good to sleep on the information anyway before you want to rewatch it. So if you are a program student, welcome back at 3:30. And if you're an exchange student, thank you so much for today. We'll meet you back here digitally in the Zoom. Same link tomorrow. So see you again tomorrow, and program students, see you soon again after the break. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Introduction Days here at University West. This last session today is for program students. So if you are an exchange student, this information you will be getting now is not relevant for you. Feel free to sit in, but this information won't apply. And once again, I'm reminding you that everything is recorded. If you feel like you want to remember everything, you can relax regarding that. And I'm going to right away move on to Swedish lessons at University West and welcome you guys to speak a bit more about it.
Thank you so much, Eva. Thank you so much. Hi guys, really nice to meet you all. We are here to talk about how you can learn Swedish during your time at University West. My name is Johan Ceder and I'm principal at Kunskapsförbundet Väst, Adult Education. And today I have two teachers with me.
Yes, my name is Marcus Sandberg and I am one of the teachers in this course.
And my name is Malin Granat.
All right, let's start. So this Swedish language course is a collaborative effort between Adult Education at Kunskapsförbundet Väst and University West. The course is intended for international students studying at University West who wish to learn more Swedish.
And you will meet many different teachers in this course. Some of us have worked as Swedish teachers for many years, and some of us are studying to become teachers in the future. We meet every Wednesday at 4:30 to 7:30 at University West. Full attendance isn't required, but highly encouraged. You will receive a certificate of participation in the end of the course, and to receive this certificate you must attend at least 10 lessons during the spring.
The course starts on January 21st.
Yes. This course is primarily focused on learning to speak Swedish, and this takes place in a pleasant social setting, and your skills will be more than sufficient for the most situations when you're in school, leisure, work, and so on. And if you would like to study for a grade, there is an additional lesson available on Mondays from 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. too. And this session focused on grammar, and for those interested, an examination will be held at the end of the semester. We will be focusing on the Swedish words and phrases that are useful for everyday situations. Some examples are in the workplace, in school, at restaurants, and other shops, as well as social gatherings. We will do varied exercises that include simple grammar as well as comprehension of spoken Swedish using radio and film. We will work together to improve our Swedish, and don't be afraid of making mistakes, because the best way to learn is through trial and error. Every lesson you can see a typical lesson here. We start a lesson with taking attendance and present what we are going to do today. And then the class will be split into smaller groups, and we will have a short fika pause in the middle of the class, and coffee, tea and biscuits will be provided. And then we will have discussions in small groups and do other small activities to learn Swedish.
Right, and who do we turn to for this course? This course is designed for international program students at University West. You must be living in Vänersborg or Trollhättan during your studies. If there is a high demand, a selection process may take place. You cannot be enrolled in SFI, Swedish for Immigrants, simultaneously. So I think this course is specifically for international program students, and I highly encourage all of you to enroll to this course. And our last slide here today is a QR code, and you can register using this code. And I hope to meet all of you the 21st of January when the course starts. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. We will see to that Ebba and Madeleine has all the information you need to ask questions to us. And nice to meet you all. Hope to see you again. Thank you.
See you.
Tack så jättemycket, hörni. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. So now we have our last information session for today, and now you get the chance to meet one of our study counselors that will tell you a bit more about what they can help you with. So I want to welcome Raine. We just need to do a quick mic change, and in the meanwhile I can tell you about the Kahoot. We got a question about it in the Q&A. Everything has moved on so quickly today, so we will continue it tomorrow. So that's a great incentive for you to return. Not only for the great information we will be offering tomorrow, we will also be offering the follow-up of the Kahoot questionnaire for everyone who wants to learn a bit more about Sweden and want to maybe brag about your Swedish skills. So I will take a look in 1 second and see if she's ready to go. Är du redo? Är du redo? Gött. Okay, so here we have Raine. Welcome. And you can just take the slides and take it away.
Hi there. I can't see you, but I'm pleased to meet you, even if I to meet you in person. My name is Raine Sander, and I work as a study counselor. And currently, we are 4 study counselors that work with international students. It's Per. Oj. Sorry. All this work for nothing.
Well, it shows how casual and informal we can be.
Sorry.
Is it a thumbs up in the studio? Okay, good.
Okay.
Take it from the top.
I'll start from the beginning. Nice meeting you, even if I would have preferred to meet you in person. I'm one of 6 study counselors at University West, and it's 4 of us that work together with students that are international students. And it's Per, it's Charlotta, Getzi, and I. And my name is Raine Sander. When are you supposed to contact me as a study counselor? Sometimes it's that you have studied at another university before, and you see when you see the course plans that it's exactly the course that you have studied at another university. Then you have the possibility to apply for a credit transfer. And if you contact me, I can tell you the process, how you apply for the credit transfer. But I'm not the one that will look at it afterwards. And it's important to know that when you apply for a credit transfer, you don't study the course and then you have less credits to study for 1 semester. For example, 15 credits instead of 30 credits. And some of the students, when they come to Sweden and start to study, they feel that they need to discuss the choice of the program, or they have other issues that they wondering about. It could be the study plan, how the courses are running in the program, and also if they don't understand what's in the program syllabus and so. So you are welcome to contact. Also, please remember to reach out if you need to report a study break. Some students just leave. Please don't. Contact me and I will tell you how to apply for a study break if you are in need. It could be that you are having a baby or anything like that. It's important to know as well that employment is not a reason to receive a guaranteed place to come back, because many of the students find jobs and think that it's okay to apply for a study break and a guaranteed place, and it's not. Sorry, I just checked my notes. When it's about degree requirements, when you are supposed to apply for a degree, you can talk to me as a study counselor, but also sometimes it's better to talk to the exam officer. But now you have started, so it's ahead of you. So it's not right now, but it could be questions that come up that you need to talk about. So please contact me or my colleagues, and you can use the... Oh, sorry. I am supposed to show this, of course. So please contact us at this telephone number or the email. If you make a telephone call, please call between 9 and 12. Between 9 and 12. And if you use the email address, please tell us if you want to meet us in Zoom or at the university or by phone. We try to do what you need to do. And if you have other issues, please contact. It might not be me or my colleagues that are supposed to answer your questions, but then we try to find a way so you will have your answer. Yeah, that's all for me. Please don't hesitate to contact, and good luck.
Thank you so much,
Bye
Rene.
bye.
I'm like thinking it's an applause.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's digital.
I applaud myself.
We just assume. Thank you so much.
Nice meeting you, and welcome to University West.
Thank you so much. So that was it for today. We will now finish up the recording and do a bit of final touches to that until we can publish it. Won't be publishing it today, but it will be probably Wednesday. Think Wednesday if you want a repeat on anything you learned today. So tomorrow you will find us here again with additional very important information and also some fun information, for example, regarding our student union and stuff like that. So I really recommend you come back tomorrow to be able to take part of all of this information and also ask your questions, which is a huge benefit if you are listening in live. So it's the same link and the same starting time as today. So thank you so much and see you again tomorrow.